Hello, and welcome to the next installment on my series on big data. Today, the case study we're looking at is Amazon Web Services, and it's by Robert S. Huckman, Gary Pisano, and Liz Kind. So, what is cloud computing, and how did Amazon get to be one of the largest providers with AWS? So, cloud computing is the practice of using networks, remote servers, hosting on the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than a local server. So, founded in 1995 by Jeff Bezos, Amazon was originally a bookstore, and their goal was to be the biggest bookstore on earth. As time went on, they began to incorporate other different verticals of merchandise on their online platform. So in 1998, music, videos, toys, and electronics; 2002, clothing. As digital downloads became very popular, they picked that up. So 2006 and 7, music and video, and 2008, electronic books. And they actually made the hardware that went with that called the Kindle. Throughout this time, they were a pioneer, and what they were doing that was unique was they had developed an API to allow merchants to pull their stock on the Amazon platform into um, other virtual storefronts. Uh, Over the years, they were able to create a very scalable, reliable, online cloud based structure. So it only made sense that they wanted to try to further develop this cloud based structure and also to make profits and uh, sell the services that they had worked hard to develop. So in 2002, they started and they used a small group of developers that they called the Associates Group. This group worked with that first application program interface, the API. They learned a lot doing this, and they were very happy with the results. They didn't realize how much hard work and interest there would be in kind of pulling the merchandise from Amazon and seeing the different display options and how other people would market their stuff. Um, so as that went on, they kind of said, like, could we do more in this industry? So they started to develop infrastructure services based off the sales platform that they were using for Amazon.com. They developed very, very basic services, and the thought behind that was they could easily just put other code and web development on top of those services and have each customer or each usage be unique and be its own. Initially, there were 12 offerings, and the four main offerings, two of which uh, were the most famous. So, the Simple Storage Service and the Elastic Cloud Computing. So, you can't really talk about big data and cloud computing without mentioning the base that Amazon Web Services put in place with S3 and EC2. So the simple storage is really for memory purposes and storing and retrieving data. It was secure, and you could purchase unlimited amounts of data. The Elastic Cloud Computing was a resizable computing capacity in the cloud. Whereas you would have to buy a physical hard drive in the past, this really gave people flexibility to quickly scale up or down based upon how many users were interacting with their system, or just their up to the minute data needs. The two other products that were main focuses when Amazon initially launched was something called SimpleDB and Simple Queue Service. So the later edition was the SimpleDB, and that was a basic database web lookup, so using your structured data. The earlier queue service stored messages that traveled between applications, so that was kind of in line with their work and the structure of APIs. Today, there are over 90 services offered in Amazon Web Services in the Americas. So my takeaways for this case study, Amazon really was a maverick and was a driving force behind big data. The storage and the EC2 were really hallmarks of what cloud computing has become, and other firms kind of followed suit to become web service providers after Amazon sort of laid some of the groundwork. They saw just how much profits could be had, and they developed their own web services. It was reliable and scalable and inexpensive. So this really was, from the mid 2000s on, a great kind of source for startups, and it would allow these small businesses the ability to just have more flexibility with their data storage, how much, and really let Amazon kind of deal with the heavy lifting and the more complex structure elements. It is a very widespread usage. Many companies, both large and small, use AWS, and I mean, this does lead to questions of what happens when AWS has a technical glitch, even though they have very good uptimes. And currently, there are a bunch of other companies providing similar services like Google, Microsoft, and IBM. So that's it. Thank you very much.